Sigma females are a force to be reckoned with, independent, self-assured, and completely unapologetic about their unique path in life. Their ability to stand strong in the face of pressure and stay true to themselves can make others uneasy. Whether it's isolation, criticism, or manipulation, people try various ways to challenge their confidence, but what most don't understand is that these tactics don't weaken a Sigma female, they only fuel her inner strength. Let's explore the common ways people attempt to break a Sigma female and why those efforts always fall short. Some people believe that the best way to break a Sigma female is by isolating her. They think that by excluding her from social events, ignoring her in conversations, or making her feel like an outsider, she will eventually give in and conform. They assume that loneliness will weaken her resolve and force her to seek approval or validation from others. But what they don't realize is that isolation doesn't break a Sigma female, it strengthens her. Unlike most people, Sigma females don't fear solitude. In fact, they embrace it. While others rely on constant social interaction to feel valued or accepted, a Sigma woman finds comfort in her own company. She doesn't need a large group of friends to feel fulfilled. She values deep, meaningful connections over shallow social circles. So when someone tries to exclude her, it doesn't have the intended effect. Instead of feeling rejected, she feels relieved, free from unnecessary drama, fake friendships, and forced small talk. Another tactic people use is silent treatment. They stop responding to messages, leave her out of plans, or suddenly become distant, hoping she'll notice and chase after their attention. But here's the truth. A Sigma female will never beg for a spot in someone's life. If someone wants to leave, she lets them go. She understands that not everyone is meant to be part of her journey, and she refuses to waste time on people who don't genuinely value her presence. Even in workplace or family settings, Sigma females often experience subtle forms of exclusion. Colleagues may accidentally leave her out of important meetings, or family members may dismiss her opinions. The goal is to make her feel insignificant. But what happens instead? A Sigma female uses this time to focus on self-growth, sharpening her skills and proving through her actions that she doesn't need validation to succeed. She operates from a place of quiet confidence, knowing that her worth isn't determined by how many people acknowledge her. At the end of the day, isolation is meant to weaken, but for a Sigma female, it does the opposite. It allows her to recharge, reflect, and become even more unstoppable. So if someone tries to isolate her, they're only giving her exactly what she needs, more time to focus on herself and her goals. One of the most common ways people try to break a Sigma female is by offering so-called helpful advice that is actually thinly veiled criticism. Instead of directly attacking her choices, they disguise their words as concern, hoping to plant seeds of doubt in her mind. They say things like, "Are you sure you can handle that? It seems really difficult. I just don't want you to get disappointed. You're so independent, but wouldn't life be easier if you just went with the flow?" On the surface, these words might seem caring, but in reality, they are designed to make a Sigma female question herself, to make her feel like she's making a mistake by standing out. This tactic works on people who seek validation from others, but Sigma females don't. A Sigma woman is fully aware of who she is, what she wants, and what she is capable of. She doesn't need external approval to move forward in life. Another classic example of criticism disguised as advice is when people tell a Sigma female to tone it down. They claim she is too direct, too ambitious, or too focused on her own path. They want her to conform, to blend in, to be more acceptable in their eyes. But a Sigma female knows that the world only tries to silence those who have something powerful to say. She refuses to shrink herself to make others feel comfortable. Family, friends, colleagues, anyone can use this tactic. A boss might say, "You're doing great, but maybe don't be so outspoken in meetings." A friend might comment, "You're always so busy. Don't you think you should relax and be more like the rest of us?" These statements are meant to make her second-guess her choices, to make her wonder if she's being too much. But the truth is, a Sigma female is never too much. She is exactly as she needs to be to achieve her goals. At the end of the day, Sigma females don't let disguised criticism get to them. They recognize it for what it is, an attempt to shake their confidence. Instead of letting it slow them down, they use it as fuel to push even harder. They know that the only person who truly understands their path is themselves, and no amount of advice can change that. One of the oldest tricks in the book is using shame to control people. Society, family, and even so-called friends try to make Sigma females feel guilty for being different. They act as if something is wrong with them simply because they don't follow the traditional path. The goal: to make a Sigma female doubt herself, feel uncomfortable in her own skin, and eventually conform to what others expect. People might say things like, "Why don't you settle down like everyone else? You're too independent. No one likes a woman who doesn't need anybody. You don't fit in because you choose to be different." These statements aren't meant to help. They are meant to shame. They try to make the Sigma female feel like she's missing out, like she's doing something wrong just by being herself. But the truth is, Sigma females don't live for others' approval. They don't seek acceptance from the masses because they know that real strength comes from within. Another way people use the shame strategy is by questioning her choices. If she prefers solitude, they call her antisocial. If she is career-driven, they say she's too cold or too focused on success. If she doesn't prioritize relationships, they act as if she is incomplete. The message is always the same: you should be more like us. But Sigma females don't fall for this trap. They know that living a life based on others' expectations leads to unhappiness. Even in professional settings, Sigma females face shaming tactics. A confident woman who speaks her mind is often labeled as too aggressive or difficult. If she refuses to play office politics, she is seen as not a team player. But instead of feeling ashamed, a Sigma female remains unbothered. She would rather be true to herself than change to please others. What makes the shame strategy fail every time is that Sigma females do not let guilt dictate their decisions. They know that shame is a tool used by those who fear individuality. Instead of giving in, they stand even taller, proving that they don't need to be like everyone else to be successful and happy. At the end of the day, a Sigma female owns her choices, her lifestyle, and her identity without apology. When people can't control a Sigma female, they often resort to attacking her character. Instead of confronting her directly, they spread lies, twist her words, and try to ruin her reputation. This tactic is called character assassination, and it's one of the most underhanded ways people attempt to break a strong woman. A Sigma female threatens the status quo. She refuses to play games, doesn't seek approval, and remains focused on her own path. This makes insecure people feel uneasy. Instead of respecting her independence, they try to bring her down by making her look like the villain. They might say things like, "She thinks she's better than everyone else. She's so cold and unapproachable. She's too ambitious, probably stepped on people to get where she is." These statements aren't based on truth. They come from jealousy, insecurity, and the need to control someone they don't understand. But a Sigma female sees through this tactic. She knows that when people can't attack her success, they attack her character instead. Another way people try to assassinate a Sigma female's character is by misrepresenting her confidence as arrogance. When she speaks with authority, they call her bossy. When she sets boundaries, they call her difficult. When she refuses to be manipulated, they say she has a bad attitude. The goal is to make her feel guilty for being strong and unshakable. But here's the problem for her critics: she doesn't care about their labels. A Sigma female knows who she is, and she refuses to shrink herself just to make others comfortable. Gossip and rumors are also common weapons in character assassination. People will twist stories, take things out of context, or exaggerate minor situations to make her look bad. They hope to turn others against her, isolate her, and make her doubt herself. But this strategy never works on a Sigma female. She doesn't waste her energy fighting rumors because she knows that the truth always wins in the end. A Sigma female understands that attacks on her character say more about her critics than about her. She doesn't beg for people to believe in her, nor does she try to explain herself to those who are committed to misunderstanding her. Instead, she lets her actions speak louder than words. At the end of the day, a Sigma female knows one simple truth: the stronger she is, the more people will try to tear her down, and that's exactly why she keeps rising. When people can't control a Sigma female, they often resort to gossip and rumors. They know they can't break her with direct confrontation, so they attack her behind her back, hoping to damage her reputation. Gossip is a coward's weapon, used by those who feel threatened by her confidence, independence, and ability to succeed without following the crowd. People spread rumors about a Sigma female because they don't understand her. She doesn't conform, doesn't seek approval, and doesn't explain herself. This mysterious nature makes some people uncomfortable. Instead of respecting her space, they make up stories to fill the gaps in their understanding. They might say things like, "She's too secretive. What is she hiding? She thinks she's too good for us. She must have done something shady to get where she is." These rumors are never based on facts. They are simply a reflection of the insecurities of those who spread them. Weak-minded people love to gossip because it gives them a false sense of power. But a Sigma female is immune to this tactic. She knows that gossip is nothing more than noise, and she refuses to let meaningless words shake her confidence. Another reason people use gossip against Sigma females is that they can't handle rejection. A Sigma woman doesn't tolerate toxic friendships, fake people, or manipulative behavior. When she distances herself from those who drain her energy, some people take it personally. Instead of reflecting on their own behavior, they spread lies about her to make themselves feel better. They might say she's rude, selfish, or unfriendly. But a Sigma female doesn't waste time correcting false narratives. She knows that people who believe gossip without questioning it were never meant to be in her circle anyway. In professional settings, gossip can be even more dangerous. A Sigma female's success can make others jealous, leading to false rumors designed to undermine her credibility. Some may say she was just lucky, or that she got where she is because of favoritism. But a Sigma female never lets small-minded talk distract her from her goals. She lets her results speak for themselves. At the end of the day, gossip and rumors only affect those who care about shallow opinions. A Sigma female rises above the noise, knowing that truth and time always expose those who try to bring her down. While they waste their energy talking about her, she stays focused on building her future. One of the most common ways people try to break a Sigma female is by making her doubt her own ambitions. They question her goals, her abilities, and her right to dream big. They act as if she's aiming too high, as if success is reserved for someone else, but never for her. Their words aren't meant to guide her, they're meant to discourage her. People say things like, "Are you sure you can handle that? It seems really hard. Maybe you should lower your expectations." Not everyone can be successful like that. That's unrealistic. You should be more practical. They disguise their doubts as concern, pretending they are just looking out for her. But in reality, they are projecting their own fears onto her. They can't imagine themselves stepping outside of their comfort zones, so they try to convince her that she shouldn't either. But what they don't realize is that a Sigma female doesn't need permission to chase her dreams. She doesn't look for approval before taking action. She just goes after what she wants. A Sigma female knows that people will always doubt what they don't understand. Her ambitions might seem too much for those who settle for mediocrity, but she isn't afraid of challenges. She welcomes them. While others fear failure, she sees it as part of the journey. When people try to plant seeds of doubt in her mind, she doesn't let them take root. Instead, she uses their skepticism as fuel to prove them wrong. In the workplace, doubting her ambitions is a common tactic used to keep her in her place. Colleagues or superiors may tell her she's not ready for a promotion, that she should be patient, or that she's too assertive for leadership. But a Sigma female doesn't wait for someone else to decide her future. She creates opportunities for herself and moves forward with or without permission. Even in personal relationships, people may try to convince her that she's chasing the wrong dreams. They may say she should focus on settling down instead of building her career or exploring her passions. But a Sigma female refuses to let society define what success looks like for her. At the end of the day, doubting a Sigma female's ambitions is a waste of time. She knows what she wants, and no amount of negativity will stop her from achieving it. Society has a blueprint for how people, especially women, should live. It tells them what they should do, how they should behave, and what they should want. But a Sigma female refuses to follow this script. She lives life on her own terms, and that makes some people uncomfortable. When they realize they can't control her, they try to pressure her into conforming, hoping she will eventually give in. This pressure comes in many forms. It might come from family members who say, "When are you going to settle down like everyone else? You can't be alone forever. You need to start thinking about marriage and kids. Why don't you get a normal job like everyone else?" Or it might come from friends and colleagues who try to make her feel like an outsider. "You're always doing your own thing. Don't you want to fit in? Why do you have to be so different all the time? If you just followed the usual path, life would be easier for you." These comments are meant to make a Sigma female question her choices. They try to convince her that she would be happier if she just blended in with the crowd. But the truth is, Sigma females are not designed for conformity. They thrive in their uniqueness. They don't measure success by how well they follow society's expectations. They define it for themselves. Unlike many people who seek comfort in tradition, a Sigma female embraces the unknown. She doesn't feel the need to live like everyone else just because it's considered normal. If she wants to travel the world instead of settling down, she will. If she chooses an unconventional career path, she won't apologize for it. If she prefers solitude over meaningless socializing, she won't let others guilt-trip her into changing. The more people push her to conform, the more she resists. She knows that blending in would mean losing herself, and that's something she will never do. While others fear standing out, she sees it as a strength. At the end of the day, conformity is a trap meant to keep people small. But a Sigma female refuses to be caged. She stands firm in her choices, no matter how much pressure she faces. And that is why she can never be broken. When people realize they can't control a Sigma female directly, they often turn to manipulation. They try to twist situations, use guilt, or play mind games to make her doubt herself. But what they don't understand is that manipulation only works on those who seek validation. And a Sigma female doesn't. Manipulative people use different tactics to break her. Some play the victim, making her feel guilty for living life on her own terms. They say things like, "You've changed. You don't care about me anymore." I guess I'm not important to you. You're too independent. It's like you don't need anyone. Their goal is to make her feel responsible for their emotions, to make her second-guess her decisions. But a Sigma female is emotionally intelligent. She sees through manipulation and refuses to take on guilt that isn't hers. She understands that someone else's insecurity is not her burden to carry. Another common trick is gaslighting, making her doubt her own reality. A manipulative person might say, "You're overreacting. That never happened. You always assume the worst. Maybe you're just being too sensitive." This is meant to confuse her, to make her question her own instincts. But a Sigma female is highly self-aware. She trusts her own judgment and refuses to let someone rewrite reality to suit their narrative. She knows what she saw, what she felt, and what she experienced. No amount of gaslighting will make her question the truth. In relationships, whether romantic, professional, or even family, people might use flattery to manipulate her. They pretend to admire her strength, only to later use it against her. They say things like, "You're so strong, you don't need help, right?" So they can avoid responsibility. "You're independent, but wouldn't life be easier if you let someone else take the lead? I know you can handle anything, but maybe you should listen to me instead." These subtle manipulations are meant to make her give up control. But a Sigma female never hands over her power. She values honesty and authenticity, and she cuts off anyone who plays games. At the end of the day, manipulation only works on those who don't know their own worth. And a Sigma female, she knows exactly who she is. That's why no one can trap her in their web of deception. When people realize they can't stop a Sigma female from succeeding, they try to undermine her accomplishments. Instead of celebrating her achievements, they downplay them, question her abilities, or act as if her success doesn't count. This tactic is meant to shake her confidence and make her feel like her hard work isn't valid. But a Sigma female knows better. She never lets the opinions of others define her success. People who feel threatened by a Sigma female's achievements often use subtle insults disguised as compliments. They say things like, "Wow, you're lucky. Most people don't get those kinds of opportunities. You must have had a lot of help to get where you are. It's impressive, but let's see if you can keep it up." These words are designed to make her feel like her success is a fluke, that she didn't earn it, or that it's temporary. But a Sigma female doesn't fall for this. She knows that her accomplishments come from dedication, intelligence, and perseverance, not luck. She refuses to let anyone take credit for what she has built. Another way people try to undermine her success is by comparing her to others. Instead of recognizing her achievements, they shift the focus to someone else. "That's great, but did you hear what so-and-so did? Now that's impressive. You're doing well, but you're not quite there yet. Other people have done more with less. You could do better." These comparisons are meant to make her feel like she's never enough, no matter how much she accomplishes. But a Sigma female doesn't compete with others. She competes with herself. She measures her growth by how far she has come, not by how she ranks against others. Even in professional settings, people may try to take credit for her work or dismiss her contributions. A boss might downplay her role in a project. A colleague might claim her ideas as their own. But a Sigma female is too sharp to let this go unnoticed. She stands firm, speaks up when necessary, and continues to prove her worth through action. At the end of the day, people only try to undermine what they can't control. And a Sigma female? She keeps winning, no matter how much others try to minimize her success.